The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, lots of sports concepts and rationalizations to get to. We call it the 10-minute drill outside of our Jacksonville Jaguars, who took it on the chin and fell to 2-3. We'll continue our discussion of the Jaguars and all the good things and bad things that occurred yesterday in the loss to Carolina. They have to bounce back Sunday against New Orleans in just a few minutes. But, Beef, at the end of this segment, we also like to hand out a gift because, well, we can. And what are we handing out today?
Oh, buddy, we're hooking them up today,
buddy.
Danny. Our 10-minute drill winners this week, stay tuned at the end of the segment, going to take home a $50 gift card to Zips Car Wash, plus some free parking from usapark.net. Zips is celebrating their new, always free, super powerful vacuum systems at all 7 convenient Jacksonville locations.
It's an interesting dynamic, Dan, for baseball managers. They play 162 games, and for the most part, relative anonymity. There are so many games, and if you have a curious managerial decision, it pretty much goes unnoticed in the regular season. Not always, but
to the team and the fans, but otherwise, yes, not to the entire nation who's the world of baseball that's watching.
But when you get to the postseason, it's amazing how that switch gets flipped, and every managerial decision gets
magnified.
It's magnified
Yes.
big time, and we've had a few of
Every
those
game
in the Braves series for sure, and including a couple more yesterday.
Yeah, I thought, and the Nats as well. But we'll start with the Braves. I only thought my thing is, and I didn't watch the whole game, so I don't have the feel for the game. So I have to sort of excuse myself because sometimes
I did watch the whole game.
I'm sure you
it was
did.
Nauseating. Delirious
sometimes,
exercise.
Sometimes you got to have a feel for the game. But I was in the office yesterday working, and the Jags game, it was like the 8th inning. And we were getting ready to do the show or something. Yeah, I think we were doing one of the shows. And Wainwright's pitching, and it's 1-0. And I'm like, my God, what a performance by this old man. He's going to stick it to the Braves again for one final time.
Eli Marrero wasn't enough. You got to get us again.
The former Atlanta Brave. So I'm looking up and I'm watching, and there's a runner on first, and the Duval kid had just hit a screamer down the line, but it was caught. So there's 2 outs, and he's at like 115 pitches. And then he proceeds to walk two guys, Acuna
and Albies.
Yeah, but I was thinking before even Acuna.
Yeah.
Why is he still in there? He's at 100. Now, I don't have the sound on. I don't know what's going on. And I did call neighbor Kevin, who told me, well, he's mowing him down, man. Don't take him out. He's doing great.
Well,
I'm like,
I'll say this. You should love, after watching the Cardinals this week, you should love Mike Schilt.
Yeah.
He did this. Look, Flaherty threw like 130 pitches Friday.
Kept him in.
He pitches his guys.
Yeah, okay. So anyway,
that's
one. But they got out of that.
They did.
They brought in somebody, and Freddie Freeman flew out.
Yeah, he flew out. That's right.
So, and then the Cardinals get first and second, nobody out. And I'm thinking, all right, DeYoung's 0 for 2. He hasn't looked good. Bunt him over. No, sir.
Yeah.
So then I had to go do something. I come back, and it's still 1-0. I'm going,
well, they ended up picking off. Oh, you saw the pickoff then.
No.
Oh, yeah, they picked off Bader. That's what happened. They had first and second with 1 out. O'Day was on the mound.
Yeah.
Bader took off for third too early, and O'Day threw over and got him, so now there's 2 outs.
Inexcusable.
They got out of it.
Inexcusable by Bader, the Gator.
Bader the Gator, yeah.
Inexcusable. So anyway, so they don't get the run, and I thought, oh, the Braves. I know the Braves this year, they're going to get them. So
they have been unbelievable late.
So they bring in Martinez.
Give you a heart attack.
And so I'm watching. I'm kind of watching the 9th inning out of the corner of my eye, doing work, and they get 2 outs. Well, leadoff double, right? And I'm like, oh, they're dead. It's going to be tied at least. Well, then they get 2 outs.
Yeah.
And McCann's up
with a runner on third. Billy Hamilton, for some reason, stole third, which was also very dangerous.
Yeah.
Billy Hamilton's running for him on second.
Yeah.
And one of the strikeouts, he stole third during
Martinez
the play.
had struck out 2 in a row, right? Didn't he strike both guys out, or did one guy pop up?
One got popped up.
All right. So there's 2 outs, and basically the conversation becomes, do you want to pitch to McCann, or do you want to pitch to Dansby Swanson? Now, apparently Martinez's slider is tough on right-handers.
Well,
that's what they were talking
Swanson
about.
was 0 for 6 against him lifetime.
Okay. But I also know that Swanson had 2 hits of the 4 or whatever, and Brian McCann was 0 for 3. In a million years.
As a Braves fan, I was glad they walked McCann.
Right.
I did not want McCann, given that he was going to ground out the second.
Correct.
And we were going to be down 2-1 going to Game 4 today.
Correct. So in a million years, I would have never even given my pitcher the option. I would have sat my fat rear end right in that dugout and said, okay, let's go get him. And I would have pitched to – because you also put the go-ahead run on base, which is also a baseball tenet as a no-no.
Yeah.
That was the biggest glaring mistake I thought that he made. So there's that. Anyway, the Braves go on and win, so now they play today. And I think today they'll blow them out. I think the Braves –
I hope you're right.
I think the Braves are better. I think they win easy.
I think St. Louis is the worst team in the playoffs after watching them. And again, that's not saying that my team won't choke against them.
Right.
May very well, but their offense is not good.
I think Davey Martinez is doing what the best he can do in this respect. Davey Martinez, and this is the glaring problem with the Washington Nationals, who've had a wonderful year, and they're gritty and gutty. And
I give them some credit.
They are.
Yeah.
But their bullpen, and I've seen it. I played them 19 times, and we crushed their bullpen. They are atrocious, bro. Like our bullpen is just as bad, so that's the only time the Nats would beat us. Like we would be up 2, and there was one game where suddenly we scored 4 in the 9th, and we were up 6, but we gave up 7 in the bottom of the 9th and lost. But their bullpen is the absolute worst in baseball, in my opinion. So he's like, all right, well, I'm going to take you 3 guys, Corbin, Scherzer, and Strasburg, and I'm going to mix and match and try to win with you guys. And
the problem is Corbin is no Scherzer or Strasburg.
Correct.
That's the problem.
Well, he's pretty good, though. But they stole game 2 with Strasburg and Scherzer in
Scherzer
L.A.
pitched an inning.
So now all of a sudden you're coming back to Washington, and you still got Scherzer. Well, they moved Scherzer's start back, but Sanchez did what he had to do.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. That guy's we had him last year. That Sanchez just gets guys out.
But then he brings in Corbin, and sometimes starters don't respond
like that.
as well in the relief
I would
role.
not have gone Corbin there. I would have gone with one of those relievers, and just to see.
I love it. I think you take your best pitch. You're trying to win today. I'm taking my best pitcher who's available, and I'm going to try to win the game.
That guy threw 100-something pitches Thursday, Dan.
I know.
Thursday.
I know.
That was dumb to put him in
Well,
there.
I watched Mad Bum do it on 2 days rest. And
Mad Bum and Corbin are a little different species.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, look, and that's what we're talking about. I thought that was dumb.
Corbin ends up getting lit up, and that's a decision that'll be. But there's no way I would second guess Davey Martinez. And I don't think Davey Martinez is a great manager by any shake. I think he could have been fired a couple times. I thought it was a great move trying to steal a win and get to Scherzer today and try to win. Now the problem with Scherzer is he's not pitching like Scherzer. So
they had a hell of an inning on Friday.
Yeah, but this is big for the Dodgers, who really needed to win that game last night. I mean, 5-game if you're going to steal one against a better club, you want to do it in the 5-game set, not the 7-game. 7's a little tougher. 5, you can steal one though.
Well, to wits in though, the Dodgers, who had fallen behind 2-0 and then trailed 2-1 in the 7th, got 7.
Yeah.
Or in the 6th, got 7 runs in the 6th.
All right, around the NFL, Gruden gets fired. Not John, but Jay. No surprise there. The Redskins are terrible. They're a terrible organization. They're one of the 4 winless teams. They've had terrible injury luck. They have no quarterback. This is what happens. Jay Gruden let go. Mid-season.
Listen, you can't argue that he should have kept his job, and you also can't argue he could have done much more with what he had. I mean, between the injuries, attrition, and poor management, it's just not a good football team right now. And when your options are a rookie who's in over his head,
right,
and a veteran who has proven about 5 other spots he can't be a starter, I just don't know what you have left to prove. I thought his brother is the one that made the real statement yesterday, and the Raiders somehow are 3-2, and Khalil Mack's a hell of a player, but Josh Jacobs they would not have right now if they hadn't made that Khalil Mack trade, and Jacobs was probably the surprise performer of the weekend against a real good Bears run defense. He went for like 125 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Chargers lost yesterday.
By the way, the Bears are supposed to have this great defense, and they let the Raiders go on a 97-yard drive to beat them. I thought the biggest movers and shakers was the Packer-Cowboy game. Packers trending up. Cowboys trending down.
It's amazing. We forget every year just how much changed between week 1 and 16 in the NFL season.
Gosh.
And what you think a team is in week 2 or 3.
Except for the New England Patriots, that is correct.
And they just keep winning, don't they?
Now, they've had a very manageable schedule. Very manageable. I don't know how this works out, but they get the Dolphins, they get the Jets, they get the Redskins, they got the Giants on Thursday, then they got the Jets again.
Wow.
I mean, they're handed 7-0.
San Francisco's had a bye, so they are only 3-0 playing Cleveland in Monday Night Football tonight. But here we are 5 weeks in, and the only undefeated team through 5 weeks, the New England Patriots.
Through 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And San Francisco can win tonight, and they won't catch them because they'd only be through 4. Listen, there's another story, and that's suddenly Teddy Bridgewater became pass efficient yesterday.
Yeah,
and
that's not good for us.
Right, the Saints come to town here next week.
Michael Thomas had a humongous day yesterday. This Sunday, we could use Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could. It's pretty clear that Jalen Ramsey has no use for the Jags, their fans, his teammates, his ownership. I mean, Jalen Ramsey is interested in one thing, and more than any other person I've met in my life, and that thing looks at him in the mirror when he brushes his teeth. So, bleep Jalen Ramsey, Hick.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of this Jalen Ramsey thing. That's it. And you know what? And the harsh commentary that was interpreted on this radio station 2 or 3 weeks ago was right. This thing's only going to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
This is a bad guy. He's a bad teammate. I don't believe his back is injured. I don't. Whatever. Could be hurt. Could be sore. I could be wrong. Don't care. Yeah. I don't believe him.
Yeah.
I don't believe that he needed to be in Houston last night to see a back specialist today. I don't think that he needed to be hanging out with Deshaun Watson while his team is fighting for their lives in Carolina.
That doesn't help you in the locker room, believe me.
This guy is the worst.
I think the narrative there with Shad Khan is I think Shad Khan has put his foot down. I don't think it's necessarily Shad Khan trying to make nice. I think it's Shad Khan saying, if I trade you, I'll trade you when I want to trade you.
And that may be true.
You don't tell me how to run my organization.
I just hope it's not this, Dan. I hear this ridiculous narrative, primarily in national media, and it's been gobbled up by some of the local fans. This narrative that if you allow Jalen Ramsey to force a trade, you're setting a precedent for your players to do that. That's the stupidest fear I've ever heard. There have been millions of great players in the NFL. All right, how many of them forced their way off of their team demanding a trade? And of those, how many of those were missed? So it takes a unique combo to do what Jalen's doing. You have to be one of the best players in the world at your position, and you have to be a jerk. And most people don't have those two combos to what Jalen has and would do this to a football team that understand there's some part of the team. But what Jalen is doing to his team is akin to business murder, and just don't let him in my facility, Ick.
Yeah.
Don't let him in anymore. We'll keep looking for a trade. You stay home and do what apparently is important to you. Collect money without earning it.
All right, look.
Terrific.
Let's keep the discussion going about the Jacksonville Jaguars on the field. Let's turn our attention to the Gators when we come back. A glorious day in the swamp as they knock off Auburn yesterday and move up to number 7 in the polls. And they'll play another Tigers again this week as we are marching towards the Clemson Tigers this year in January. Let's do caller number 2 at 641-1010. Beef, tell them what they're going to win as we head to break.
Yeah, call number 2 right now at 641-1010. Going to take home some airport parking from usapark.net and $50 to Zips Car Wash, where they're celebrating their new always free super powerful vacuum systems at all 7 convenient Jacksonville Zips locations. Call number 2 right now at 641-1010.